Good evening, everyone. My name is Likambi. I am 14 years old and the author of 6 books, which are all Amazon bestsellers. Last year, during the month of August, I wrote 10 books, which will soon be published by the end of this year, and 3 of them will be published soon. All my books that I've written, they're all part of my life lesson series, and in my life lesson series, I write books which are based around lessons and morals. So when children read my books, they're able to pick up lessons from my books, and they see what challenges and obstacles the character is facing, and they may be similar to any challenges they may be going through, and they see how the character deals with all of those challenges, and they apply the same method that the character used to overcome those challenges to their own lives. My first book in the life lesson series was Tammy and the Shipwreck, and the moral and the story around that book was about how a boy named Tammy, he goes on an adventure because one day he's a bit bored, and during that adventure he starts to face hard times, and he starts thinking like, oh, why did I go on this adventure? But he decides he's not going to quit, and he keeps the right mindset, and he keeps going at the next challenge, and keeps on hitting it harder and harder, and in the end he's able to achieve what he's looking for. My second book, Rags to Riches, is about a boy named Josh, who lives in a house with his parents who they're quite biased towards his sister and they mistreat him a lot. And eventually it gets to a point where they're fed up with Josh and they've had enough of acting that they like him, and they finally kick him out of the house. When he's kicked out of the house, Josh is forced onto the streets, and when he's on the streets, like many people who may give up, he decides he's not going to give up. He's going to keep on going, and he's gonna keep on going and pushing himself. And he decides to find a job, unlike many people who may be in his circumstance. And after he gets this job, he gets back up onto his feet. He starts to get more and more opportunities, and he uses that to build up upon himself and do greater things. And in the end, he's able to make it off the streets, and he becomes a very successful businessman. My third book, which is The Dreamer, is about a boy named Braden who's stuck in a circus, and he's stuck in a circus with his twin brother. And one day Braden, he has a dream, whilst even though he's stuck in the circus, he has a dream of where he wants to become a basketballer, but he can't do this since he's in the circus and he's lived there his whole life and he doesn't know how to achieve this dream. So one day he decides he's gonna fully commit to this dream after he met a friend at the circus who said, I can help you achieve your dream. So he made a choice to leave his twin brother behind in the circus and go and chase his dream of becoming a basketballer and chase his calling. And after he chases his calling, he's able to succeed in the path of basketball. And after all those years of leaving his brother behind, he finally comes back, having achieved his goal, and brings his brother along with him, taking him away from the circus. My fourth book, which is Wartime, is about a boy named Evan who his father is a high-ranking man in the military in his country, and he's an only child, so he doesn't have very many friends. And one day he goes out and he meets a girl from the other side of the country, and they become very good friends. But sometime after a while, a few years down the line, it turns out that their country has gone to war with his friend's country, and they're not able to meet during the borders as they're locked up for war. So Evan's father, being a high man in the military, he has to go and save for his country, and during this he loses his life, which really devastates Evan, and he sees the other country as the whole fault for this, and he starts to not visit his friend when he finds out it was his friend's father who killed his father. So he decides to go back to living alone in his house. But one day he goes to his grandma, who's one of his only people who support him, who's left with him. He decides that he speaks to his grandma, and his grandma says to him that he should forgive the girl and forget what she'd done, as he can't move past it if he doesn't forgive people in life. And Evan goes back to his friend Leah with a new vision and a new mindset, and he goes and apologizes to her, and they're able to pick up from where they left off. My fifth book, which is called The Step Brothers, is about a boy named Andrew who he's been adopted by a new family, and his new stepbrother, he fears that now that he has a new brother, he's going to lose his parents' love. They're going to love his stepbrother. They're going to love Andrew more than they love him. So this causes his stepbrother to mistreat Andrew and be horrible towards him. And over time, as they grow older, this feeling of hate towards his brother, it grows and grows and keeps getting worse. And eventually, when they're teenagers, he takes it a step further and frames his brother Andrew for a crime. But when he's proven guilty, Andrew's stepbrother is sent to jail and he's given time to think about his actions and how he should have not let this get in his way. And when he's let out, he goes and apologizes to his brother Andrew, and they're able to reconcile and heal their relationship. And my final book, which is The Run for Gold, is about a boy named Gordon. Gordon, he's quite a fat boy. He's overweight, but he has a dream of becoming an Olympic runner. He wants to be the fastest man in the world, and many people make fun of him for having such a big dream but never committing it to it, never putting in the time and work that's needed to achieve this. So Gordon starts to work harder. He starts to be dedicated towards himself, and he starts to do more and more things. And over time, Gordon, he's able to see that if he wants to achieve this goal, then he's gonna have to do more in his life. He's gonna have to train and work hard. So over time, he starts to put in the hours and put in hard work and dedication, and he keeps on doing this over and over again. And after constant hours of work, he finally gets it in his head that being his dream requires hard work, and he puts in that hard work. And after years, he loses weight and he's able to become the Olympic person that he's always dreamed of, and he finally gets called up to represent his country. As an author, I have many goals and many dreams, and I've been writing for quite a long time, as I have 6 books. But one of my main dreams is to inspire the young generation, to inspire you who's watching, to uplift you so you can learn things from me. So when I see a young generation of prospering authors all over the world, I'll be able to think to myself that I've helped benefit in their growth and how they've been able to learn and their journey to becoming an author. And for my final message I'd like to leave you with is this quote has really helped out in my life, is that you should always surround yourself with the right people. Make sure when you're with the right people, you're with the right friends. When you're with your family, you're doing the right thing. Just make sure you're not hanging around the wrong people, but with the right people. But also within your friends, also be that person who inspires, as well as being with people who inspire you. You want to help inspire them. And this has really helped me because my whole life I've been surrounded by authors. My mum was an author, and so were my 2 sisters. And me being the last person to publish a book, it's really helped having them around me, always there pushing me to do more and more, always making me see that there's lots of potential inside me and that I should use it for something, and I've used it to write books. And this could help you as well to surround yourself. Maybe they're not helping you reach your goal, or maybe it's time to have a new set of friends, but you always have to surround yourself with the right people. Before I leave, I'd like to speak about my awards from the Achievement Recognition Awards 2024 that I've picked up. It was this Sunday in London, this Saturday in London. It was in recognition of leadership traits and striving for more, and I've won the Young Leader of the Year award. And I'd like to thank Councillor Sonny Lambert and all the people behind this who've been able to give me this award. Thank you for your time. Thank you.